G'day guys, welcome to the channel. This is a bit of a different one for you today. This is a bit of a Sunday sesh, so it's not all about the charts, it's not all about the next coin to pump. Sometimes it's just about stepping back, taking a break, touching grass. Now I don't expect this video to get lots of views or likes or anything like that, because it's not what people are looking for. I get that. They want to know what's the next 1000x coin, you know. They want that confirmation bias on their token. That's great. There are other videos out there that are going to give you that. And there's plenty of influencers out there that will tell you what coin's going to go to 1,000 so they can dump their bags on you. This video is more about you as a person, your mental health, your relationships, how they can be ruined by crypto. So it's not all about financial. It's not all about getting ruined financially in crypto. It ruins other parts of your life too. If you are not careful, you don't put things in place, you don't put precautions in place, whether that's a strategy as well for the financial side, but also for the mental side and the relationship side, you need to touch the grass, okay? It's not all about the charts. So for me, it's Sunday. Sunday's the touch grass day for me. I disconnect. I haven't looked at the charts today. I haven't watched any YouTube today, and I don't intend to do either of those things. It's about the mental break. It's about giving yourself time to recharge, giving your brain time to just relax, recharge, think about things differently. I find when I'm not absorbing information all the time, I can actually process the stuff that I have taken in over the week and what's going on. It does give me another perspective on things. It does help me in decision making with things. It gives me time with my family, my friends. There's a whole world out there. There's a whole life going on around you while you're absorbed in this whole crypto space, which does take over people's lives. And the reality is your partner and your friends aren't always interested in it like you are. So it can be very, very isolating. And that's what you want to try to avoid, because that's not good for anyone. Yes, I know we've got our communities, we've got our online friends. I'll tell you now, when that bear market comes, they're not going to be there. Okay? Those friends that you saw every day, that you built relationships over years, and your wife or your partner or your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, whatever, they'll still be there. You don't want to have damaged those relationships. You don't want to damage the relationships with your kids, the time that you're never going to get back with your kids. Like, it's really, really important that you consider that sort of stuff now. And it's one day a week. Like, just one day a week is what I do, where I'm solely focused on my family, my friends, my relationships, my recharging, my own mental health, those sorts of things. Nothing's going to happen today that's going to drastically change your life, your strategy, your goals, your outcome. That's the reality. So, with Twitter, with Discord, with YouTube, with Telegram, like, all those things are just going to honestly take over. I honestly think the emotional volatility of crypto, like the emotional side of crypto, is the hardest part, because you have to remember, crypto is a marathon. It's not a sprint. So you need to rest, you need to recharge to do that next leg. If you sprint, you'll just burn out. You'll really burn out. You'll make poor decisions, it's really important that you don't make those, and you concentrate and you're focused. So part of that is, like you rest your body, you got to rest your mind. And there is that whole world that's going on out there. And once you get through this bull run, you're going to realize how much of it you missed, how your relationships with your friends aren't the same as they were before you did that, all those sorts of things. So you've got to preserve those, you've got to look after those, you've got to put as much into those as you possibly can. So as we go into the bull run, the reality is you try and, carve out a day, one day to touch the grass, make sure that you have time with those people. And it's just so important that you do that. I can't stress that enough. I know I've had the burnout. I know after the last bull run, there are definitely friendships that weren't the same after that, because I didn't put the time into them. I disconnected from them for 12 months. And that's not really fair to them. It wasn't fair to me. It wasn't fair to the relationship that you have with these people for all this time, because you just got absorbed in the world of crypto. And it's very isolating, because you can just be at home on the computer, you're still talking to people online and it happens before you know it. So, you know, if I can give you any advice, it's really just to touch grass 1 day a week, disconnect from everything, recharge your brain, recharge your relationships. You know, my wife, as an example, doesn't mind as much the time I spend on it during the week, knowing that I carve out a day for us to do what she wants to do. Go and have a coffee, go watch the whales. We're coming into whale watching season here in Australia, whatever the case may be. But that's the sort of stuff that we do. And I really enjoy it. And I come back rejuvenated on the Monday and I get back into it on the Monday. So that's the sort of stuff that I think you should really give some thought to. No, it's not a 1000x video. That's not how you're going to be ruined financially by crypto, but that's not what it's about. There's a lot more than just the financial side. You have your whole life outside of crypto. So no good saying when I get this and when I get that and when I make all this money, if when you do it you're alone and you've ruined your relationships with your wife, your family, your kids, especially your kids, man, you're never getting that time back. So, you know, just something to think about. Now, if you have got some value out of this video, please make sure you hit that like button, smash the subscribe, click the bell notification so you're notified when I release my videos, and I'll see you in the next one.